Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team Mode. Tonight we are heading to the Principality, Monte Carlo, the Monaco Grand Prix. And this could be our trickiest race to date. The car isn't amazing at the moment. We do have a shortage of parts. Driver confidence isn't amazing, but it's not horrendous. But just the nature of this circuit, given how easy it is to be overtaken now, and the fact that it's going to be a wet race and a severe lack of downforce means that this could be a very, very rough race. However, on the flip side, there could well be a lot of incidents in a race like this. We might get cars going into the barriers, hitting each other. Maybe some more parts that start playing up for other teams. So we may have the chance to move up just through the rate of attrition, if things are bad. So it's not horrendous, but it's not a race I think we're going to do very well at. I say it every day at the moment, but we ain't challenging for points anytime soon with this car. It's still a fair way off. That is sort of the breakdown of the circuit in terms of fast, medium, and slow corners. As you can see, it's a bit of a mixture of everything. One thing that is required, though, very much is downforce, and we just don't have it, as you can see. We are 19th and 20th in the low and the medium speed, 19th and 18th in the high speed. Acceleration is also crucial for a circuit like this. Well, recommended according to this, but I think it's crucial. And again, we're 19th to 20th. We have very little positive attributes in the car going into this Grand Prix. So I have to make a decision if I want to risk any brand new parts that we don't have spares for. Just having a look to see what we actually have. So we've got 2 spare chassis. Chassis are fine, that's good. Front wings, we are still on the original front wing. Rear wings, both cars are on the new rear wing. Same for side pods, they're both on the new side pods. They're both on the new underfloor now. And suspensions, do I risk the new suspension? And I think I kind of have to. It is a big risk because I don't have a spare. So if we prang the car in qualifying with that suspension and we have to replace it, that is an emergency manufacture. But by the same token, if I prang the car and they're both running the original suspension in qualifying, that's an emergency manufacturer, and then it's an emergency manufacturer of an older spec that is about to be completely replaced. So I think I kind of have to. Run the Mark II and just hope that nothing happens to it. Because I mean, if we do crash, it's an emergency manufacturer either way. So yeah, we'll have to go with that, I think. Let's swap out the engine parts before we head to Monaco, just to give our pit crew a little bit of a breather. Still on the original ERS units. We'll put in the older gearboxes. There we go. And I think all we need to do now is set our targets. What's the warning? Oh, it's the powertrain, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's set some targets for tonight then. So, Teo is going to be the better of the two, I think. I would like to take a gamble on a little bit more cash, but I just don't know. What's it offering me for Lawson? '20th and 20th. Do I think I could possibly get up to 19th with both? Sorry, do I think I get up to 18th or higher with Porsche? I think I probably can. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for 18th, I think, with Teo tonight. And then we'll stick to 20th for Lawson, who has been having a little bit of a tougher time. His car is currently ranked a little bit higher on the grid. I'm tempted to just gamble big, go for the extra cash, but I think no. We'll play it safer. We'll go 18th and we'll go 20th. If we get higher than that, fantastic. If we don't, at least we've got some good cash coming in. We'll have let's see, 350. 550. We'll have about 630 grand or so coming in. Right, Monaco awaits.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsport, here in Monaco. Cars have been racing through Monaco's streets since 1929, and this weekend is no exception, as we get to watch the new generation of world-class drivers take over Monte Carlo. It's shaping up to be a great weekend, so don't go anywhere.
How you doing, Packins? Good to see you. Hello to everyone else who's lurking in the chat. Let's go ahead and put in some very high downforce starting setups, and then we can work from there. Go something like that. We want 21 laps of fuel. Go. And again, we'll slap the wings up to full. Go something like that on that car. All right. Evening, Dino. Evening, Jacob. Let's send them out and start practice.
Green, 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 green.
All right, so it's going to go to inters very, very quickly. So let's just go ahead and put on a set of inters, especially considering we only have 2 sets of wets for the whole weekend. It is going to be slightly soggy in the Grand Prix. I'm not expecting to need the wet tyres in the Grand Prix itself, but just in case. Evening, Mike. Random question from Dino: do I watch the Olympics and or Paralympics? No. for whatever reason, it's just never really ever grabbed me that much as a kid. I watched a little bit here and there. I remember Olympic Christie, Sally Gunnell. Was it Colin Jackson was the hurdler?
Ready, check.
I haven't really, it's never really grabbed me, athletics. You know, as a spectator sport. You know, every now and again, you know, I might watch it if it's on, but you know, I won't go looking for it. And I barely watch television these days. You know, I'm either, you know, doing a bit of gaming, or I'm on YouTube, or you know, something like Disney Plus, or a Blu-ray box set or something like that. I rarely watch anything, you know, actually TV these days. My Formula One highlights, and that's pretty much it. There we go. That's the damp.
I'm not fully ready, okay?
Your one argument is that the Olympics is more than track and field. Yeah, oh yeah, I know, but it's the oh fuck, Lawson, what have you done? Don't damage the new.
You can
See,
see
is he
just how
okay?
much water
I don't
is
think
on
there's
the
any
track,
damage on the car.
and ends up making contact with the barrier.
Oh,
Not
he
at
just
all what
kissed
they
the
would have
barrier by
wanted
the
in
look of it.
practice.
I don't think there's any damage to the car.
As for the team back in the garage, that was a tough moment to watch.
Yeah, I have traffic.
He got away with that. He literally just kissed the barrier. Tyres took no damage. The car took no damage. Lucky boy. Yeah, I know Olympics is more than just track and field, but, you know, that's the first thing everyone thinks of, you know.
And here we've got a
It's
yellow
just
flag.
an easy way to sort of identify. Ooh, Perez, not so lucky. And he has lost an end plate by the look of it. Yep, that front left end plate's gone. Congratulations on finishing your first season, Jacob. I'm nowhere near finishing my first season. I've been messing around a lot with different things. You know, I mean, as I say, I've restarted, you know, my own private career thing a few times just to try out different concepts. And right before I started this stream, I started a new one again, not to replace like the Honda team, but created a BMW team with Hulkenberg and Schumacher as the lineup. So I've got a few different irons in the fire. Let's have a little look-see. 81 and 86. So not a bad starting point. I wasn't caught up in the buzz for London 2012. No. I mean, we've got the Olympics. Yay. wasn't planning on watching it, whether we got it or not. So, yeah, no, I really didn't care. I didn't watch any of it.
I'm happy to box.
Okay, copy, good.
My reaction made you chuckle. Oh well, I'm glad I amused you. Alright, let's have a look. That needs to change. Let's go to a 9-1. Let's pull the front wing back a touch. Actually, no, let's leave that there for now. Let's pull that back. Let's go with that, and then let's pull that back to a 0. That's now too much off there. Let's balance this. Not sure if that's going to work. It might be a 7-3 on the roll bar, but we'll try that. We'll see if that works. Let's have a look at Lawson. Again, don't need to make too much in the way of changes. That needs to go up a little bit. And then that needs to go that way. We were going up a little bit more. I need to create more of a separation. Let's try changing the front wing. And I can do that. And that gives me a little bit of movement on the traction as well that way. Alright, we'll try that. Chloe Chambers in the car for Haas again. She's getting a lot of track time this season. Oh, and I was saying how I skipped the first race of the season at Bahrain and simulated it, and I just randomly got points. I didn't. I checked last night because I did actually score my first points last night at China, and I was like, how did I think I had points? And then I realised it was pit stop points. I'd skipped through the end screens too quickly, and I saw 6 points, and I'm like, okay, wow. It turns out they were pit stop points that I'd scored, so yeah. 4 points in total. I got 8th place with Porsche in the sprint to pick up a point, and then I got 9th and the fastest lap in the race with Porsche, 11th with Lawson. For an extra 3 points. Crap, I haven't got my feedback yet. Well, there we go. 99. Ooh, so close, so close. Come on, Lawson, give me that feedback before you get back to the garage. Come on. Ah, it. All right. Well, at least we can chalk this one up to completed. There we go. So we're at 43% track knowledge. That means we want to run for a good 30 laps, I would say. Let's have a look. Oh, we are nowhere near here. Nowhere near at all. All right, let's push that up. Means that needs to be somewhere around about there. That needs to go up again. Let's try that. I do. Yes.
Green, green.
Just on a little bit of autopilot there. Didn't even think to check the weather conditions before I sent them out.
Okay, man, just try to work as much as you
Never
can
mind.
on tires.
Like I said, hopefully we're not going to be using the wets in the race. But we're looking after them, so
Copy.
we won't be burning them out. As it immediately goes down. Damn it. Switch tyres. Oh, someone's put it in the wall.
And now we've had a crash.
Oh, that's what Perez did in the first session.
Need the war, guys.
Evening, Anthony. It's turning into a disaster. No pace, new chassis and underfloor on Behrman and car. Maloney's still miles quicker. Yeah, I mean, that'll be partly down to confidence and partly down to how the driver's doing in the... Oh, another crash. How the driver's doing in the mentality hub. I was checking out Porsche stats last night and they are insane at the moment, considering I scored points with him at China. He's now up to stats in the high 90s. He's cornering like 97 at the moment. So despite putting better parts on Lawson's car, he just can't keep up.
And we've had a
It's
crash
so
on
much
track.
easier to please Porsche than it
It's
is Lawson when
obviously
it comes to
quite
car
wet out
performance.
there.
Oh, is it Perez again? What's he done now?
Has to be said, that was pretty risky. I wouldn't be
Collision with
surprised
Stroll.
if there were a few words exchanged when they get back to the paddock.
Yeah, if you can get a good result or two with a driver and get their mentality up, that is extremely powerful. I forget who it was mentioning that the other day, and they're right. Yeah, it makes it is overpowered at the moment, I think. I think I forgot to change Lawson's tyres, didn't I? Which was the main reason I called him in the first place. I did. There we go. All right, out he goes.
Right
God
then,
damn it.
we can take a look now. Right, let's have a look as we go into turn 4. Oh, and a fairly substantial crash there.
Did he break the wing? Because I get the feeling he has. No. Wow, we are living a charmed life tonight. Both drivers have brushed the wall. Lawson just kissed it, poor Cher, full on, gave it a big rapey snog there. And neither, we managed to get away without getting any damage.
Give me some feedback when you can.
Right, there we go. That is 100% feedback now for Heyo.
Copy that.
Little way to go yet with Lawson, but hopefully those changes I've made will come good.
Let's
I'm
follow
curious
the
as to
drivers
what
then
running
through turn
wide at turn
16.
16 looks like
and
here.
they need to be watching
I was
those
just
track limits.
mounting the
Fighting
sausage
with the
curb.
car just a little, perhaps.
Very dangerous. Oh, God, another lockup. But this is not good.
Yeah. Now we're watching the action
Mistakes
closely
are
here.
creeping in.
Oh, all right so far. Oh, and the car locks up. They were just unable to do much about it.
Oh, he's still got that weird little animation at that chicane there, where the car just suddenly pivots sideways. Yeah, launching over those sausage curbs in reality would have put him straight into the barrier. So Ricciardo extremely lucky there. It would have been a car destroyed and a red flag to end the session. The sun is coming out. Oh, again, so close. Evening refill.
Give me a daily on both.
We'll just have to run a little bit longer in Friday practice. Saturday practice before qualifying. Right then, moving on to day 2. Our final practice session. We are going to go for 26 laps of fuel. Let's take a look at tyres. We'll go with mediums. That will leave us with 2 sets of mediums and 2 sets of 2 sets of hards for the race, as well as soft tyres as well. So we'll have plenty of options strategy-wise. There we go. And we need to run a little bit longer with Lawson. We're running for about 35 laps worth of fuel. That might be a little more than he needs, but he is down on track knowledge, so send them out. Does the safety car let lapped cars overtake? Yes. Although I think if it gets very, very close to the end of the race and there's only a lap or two left, a few laps left, a couple of laps left, it might not. But yeah, you normally get a couple of laps behind the safety car, let the whole train bunch up, and then after a short period, once the whole field is bunched up, then lapped cars will get the ability to overtake, and then they won't go full pace, but they'll go at a faster pace to try and get round normally onto the back of the queue again. Just be ready to gun it the second that it says the safety car's coming in.
Copy.
Seven laps left. Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, theoretically, you should get unlapped, but I don't know. I would just put your car in full attack. The second, you get the message.
Copy.
Because you might get lucky and be able to jump somebody as soon as the race restarts. Depends how easily you get through the traffic. Why is ERS Battle Assist always default on? The AI doesn't go flat out off the line anymore at the start of a race. They usually, some cars will, most cars won't. So it's better to just leave it on for the first lap or two. If I'm in traffic, I tend to leave it on because it seems to be a bit more effective this year than it was last year. But once I get into clean air and I haven't got cars in front of, right in front of me or right behind me, then I'll turn it off. So I get that little bit of extra deployment. I'd say it's definitely more useful this year. I went the wrong way, look. We can fix that, that's fine. And there we go. Practice is done. Let's correct this little mistake here. There we go. And we are ready for quali. Oh, we will be once we swap the engine parts over. So qualifying is going to be dry, but the race is going to be soggy, as you can see. There are the targets and the prospective income. Really don't know what my chances are going to be tonight. I mean, we've seen both of our drivers making mistakes in practice, so we could be making mistakes of our own. We have seen a few other drivers hitting the walls as well, though, so there is hope for us. Of at least achieving our targets. Probably not much better than that.
Will practice pay off for the drivers? Well, we're about to find out in qualifying.
Qualifying means everything around Monaco. With little chance of overtaking in the race, getting as far up the grid as possible and keeping the car intact is every driver's goal on this unforgiving circuit.
In terms of Lance Stroll, how do you think he's doing, Karun?
It's interesting because they weren't that fast in practice. I'm not sure if this was a lack of pace or just the team trying different things, but I imagine we'll see their true performance soon enough.
Well, we're certainly ready in the commentary box. The drivers are getting ready down in the pit lane, and it's time for qualifying.
Because it's Lance. Maybe that's all he's got. Right, let's put those engines in now. You know what? No, we're going to run the older engines here tonight. I'm not expecting us to do very well. We're not going to run the older gearboxes, I don't think, but it kind of makes sense to run the older engines. Yeah, no, we won't run the older gearboxes, but we will run the older engines, and just pray we don't get a big fault develop. And let's see what we can do.
Green.
Let's see just how jerky weaving looks. It was almost nausea-inducing last time. And it seems to be much smooth. We haven't done that much weaving yet, but it looks a lot smoother. Oh yeah, that's so much smoother.
Clear ahead. And push.
All right, no one's coming out of the pits. That's good. We're a long way behind the cars in front of us, so we've got a nice clear run. Someone's made a mistake.
Yellow still flat area.
Copy.
Sergeant
Now let's
locking
take
up
a
on
look
his
here at turn
warm-up
10.
lap.
Very heavy on the brakes. And
That's one way
hopefully
to
there's not
warm
too
up your
much
wheels.
damage to the tyres.
So Porsche is quicker than the other two in the first sector. That's encouraging. Quicker than the Haas, quicker than the Alpine. Who's behind us on track? Oh, Alonso. Yeah, Alonso's gone quickest. All right, the Alpine is quicker than us in the middle sector.
We following Delta.
That's not bad. First and third so far. Long way ahead of Hulkenberg.
Okay, copy.
A long way behind Porsche, behind Alonso. And about 4-5 tenths of a second between our drivers. Checking out the helicam around Monaco.
P3.
And Monaco looks pretty good from the helicam.
Stop on the mark.
Right, let's prep for another lap. Oh, wow. It's taken so many soft tyres off us. Which is why we're probably going to go for the one stop. Well, actually, no, it all depends on the weather, doesn't it? Seeing a little bit of track evolution already. That will continue to increase. You finished 19th and 20th. Did you get to unlap yourself in the end, Anthony, or not? But only half a lap.
I find more traffic. Have a good one.
Potential traffic. Get out of the way, Ricardo. A little lift. Porsche has got an Aston in front. That is Lance Stroll. He gets out of the way. Will he be out of the way for Lawson? So he might be far enough ahead that he'll pick up. Yeah, he started his flying lap. That's good. No hold up. No improvement for Teo, who has had a perfectly clear run so far. Lawson has improved, despite being held up slightly in the first sector. And he finds 0.4 of a second, so not a bad improvement.
Copy.
I don't know if we'll get much of an improvement on these tyres, but I don't really want to use another set of softs because we're unlikely to get out of the session. It says currently getting out of the session. Maybe we can.
Your mirrors. Suzuka, you need to warm up.
Copy, copy.
Right, so who is on a flying lap? Have a look. Alonso and Hamilton are on in laps. Magnussen's on an out lap with us. Verstappen is on a flying lap, but he's not going to catch Teo. Piastri is on an out lap. Albon is on a flyer, so Albon might catch up to Lawson.
Okay, let's go.
And there we go. Teo is off and running. And we are not going to hold up Albon. Might have had a little slight delay getting past Piastri there, but that does mean that Piastri is now backed up away from us, so he won't encroach us. No improvement in the first. No real surprise there. Might come up against Verstappen in a minute with Lawson hit. Also no improvement in the first. Maybe I should have gone with the new tyres. We are still currently going through 15th and 16th. Have improved in the middle. There is Verstappen. No improvement for Lawson in the middle. Porsche is done. It's going to be about Ocon. Ocon's going to be the one who's going to be the biggest threat, I think. There he is. Where's Valtteri? Valtteri's a long way off yet. Ocon's not improving despite being on new tyres. Valtteri is. And we make it. All right, Ocon is out. It's down to Valtteri. Will he knock us out? Will we get both cars through? Yes, we will. Bottas improves to get past Ocon, but not enough to get past Lawson. He is out along with Ocon and his teammate Zhou. Excuse me. Gasly, Magnussen and Hulkenberg. So both of the Saubers, both the Haas and both the Alpines out in Q1. We've made it through to Q2 and we are running very old engines. That's nice. That's very nice. Right, let's do a banker lap on these older softs.
Work on those tires.
Copy. Copy box.
So we can get a good first lap in, even though it won't necessarily be amazing. Oh, well, there you go. Porsche
Let's have a
locking
look
up,
at that. Now we're
on his
watching
warm-up
the action
lap.
closely here.
damaging
Ooh,
those
we've seen a
tyres
few
more
go
than
off
they
the
are
track
already
there,
scuffed.
and they'll find themselves at a disadvantage if they keep on doing that.
Yellows.
Copy.
It's not done too much damage, luckily.
Clear ahead.
But it will have knackered his confidence a little bit, as you can see. Oh, we got a McLaren in the way. Damn it, Oscar. Oh, he gets out of the way quickly. But he does not get out of the way quickly for Oscar. No, sorry, for Teo. So it's kind of damage limitation, just rebuilding some of that lost confidence now for Teo on this lap. It does mean he's pretty much guaranteed to improve on this next lap, I think. Even if we go out on these tyres again. How you doing, Clark? How much time do we lose in that first sector? It says only 0.2 there, but it might have been more. We don't know how much quicker Porsche would normally have been in that first sector. Middle sector was a 33.2 and a 33.3, a 20.7 and a 20.5.
Remember to keep following your delta, yeah?
Way off the pace, as you would expect, on very old tyres. We'll go one more run on these ones. I don't know if Lawson will get an improvement. Teo should. And then we've got our one remaining set of softs. Charles Leclerc starting his flying lap, and apologies because we've just got in the way of him. Sorry, Charles.
Work as much as you can on brakes and tires.
Copy, copy.
Yeah, we're a second slower than Albon right now, at least. Oh, second and a half slower than Albon. Oof. Again, really old tyres. I mean, they are not in good condition, as you can see. Just trying to improve our confidence levels if we can. We're very close to peak confidence now with Liam. Porsche not. He's back to his starting level after that lock-up on his warm-up.
Go for it.
And now Lawson might get held up by Charles in response. Both drivers improving in the first sector. .18.7s for both. I'm amazed we haven't. There he is. I say, amazed we haven't caught up to Charles Leclerc yet. Good middle sector. Down a couple of tenths there for Teo. Yeah, I can't believe we didn't get held up by Charles there. And we didn't improve overall. Too slow in the final sector. But Porsche certainly improved. Half a tenth slower now. Much closer. So we are going just one lap on these new tyres. As Hamilton sets the time and moves up to 4th place on the grid, or 4th place in the standings. Didn't realise the Williams was there, or else I would have waited a little bit longer to release Lawson there. Must have popped out just in front of us. Here we go.
Drift off.
Cars coming out the pits. Porsche might get held up here. And does. Not by much. Just a little lift. 18.6 in the first sector. That's a tenth quicker than our previous run. Tenth down by Porsche. That's slightly slower than his previous best. That's the hold up there from that first sector. Probably cost him 2 tenths. Evening, Army. .32.7, 32.8, both drivers improving in the middle. We're a long way behind Ricciardo though.
Copy.
And there we go. So 15th and 16th. Yeah, that first sector was the killer for Porsche. He might have been just ahead of Lawson had it not been for that delay in the first sector. Oh, there we go. That's our best effort. 15th and 16th, it's not great, but considering the state of the engines we're running tonight, that's not bad. Plus, it's a wet race. We're a long way off the pace anyway, so we're going to get lapped. We're going to seriously underfuel the car tonight. I'm talking like taking 4 or 5 laps of fuel out of the car. If not more. Oh, the rain is coming. It's got very dark outside all of a sudden. Right, is Max going to be on pole? Yes, he is. Of course he is. A couple of tenths quicker than Charles Leclerc. Then it's Piastri and Norris on the second row. Sainz in 5th ahead of Perez. Alonso 7th ahead of Hamilton. Then Russell and Tsunoda in 10th. Then we have Stroll, Albon, Ricciardo, Sargent, Lawson and Porsche, Bottas, Ocon, Zhou, Gasly, Magnussen and Hulkenberg. Then John.
The streets of Monte Carlo are ready as the drivers now prepare for 78 laps around this historic track.
Monaco can hand out unpredictable results, just like in 1982, when 4 race leaders hit trouble. Riccardo Patrese eventually claimed the win after managing to restart his stalled car by himself with a downhill bump start.
The world's most famous street track, Circuit de Monaco, and it demands total accuracy from teams and drivers alike. Pit stops are crucially important for passing here, so timing them right can be the key to victory. Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
So then let's take a look at the weather forecast. It's going to be one of those little piddly races where it might be wet, it might be dry. We only have a period on inters. So we can go with a brand new set of softs there. Assuming that this is going to be the strategy. Yeah, let's leave that, I think. What about switching to the mediums? Yeah, Lawson's tyre wear is not as good, so we'll go with that. We'll leave it like that. So, let's see. It is about 1.1 kilos for a lap of fuel. I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps of fuel saved. I'm going to go aggressive at the start, just to see if I can gain a place or two in the opening corners, and then we'll back off a bit. Heads it off for a second. Oh god, yeah, it's absolutely bucketing down now. Good. Get rid of some of that muggy temperature we've had recently. Right. Very, very, very underfueled. Let's see if we can make that up. We're going to get lapped. Probably twice, if not more. Plus, we've got a very fuel conservative engine in wet conditions. So, yeah, I'm hoping that running light at the start will be beneficial. Plus, if the engines start to overheat a little bit, we can always slap the engine setting down a bit to improve fuel consumption and reduce the car temperature and cover back some of that fuel that way as well. So it's a gamble, but we'll see if it pays off.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. The Haas driver with a chance to impress a few people here.
Fighting their way out from P21 is not going to be easy at all, and possibly too much to ask from this car.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. We're here and the streets are abuzz at the Monaco Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Can Lawson get past Sargent up the hill? We'll have the inside line through Casino. There we go, moved on. Into Mirabeau. That is that.
Yeah, copy.
Easy, mate, easy.
Copy. Copy, copy.
see if I can get Sargent on the main straight.
Copy.
Not going to get Albon, but I just want to stay with him and create a bit of a gap for Porsche to try and slot into.
Copy.
I need to overpush it.
Copy, copy.
Yeah, it's usually sort of end of lap 1 when the cars start to use their DRS to really push. What are the finish positions? We have set those as our targets for tonight, 18th and 20th. I don't know how this car was. I didn't know how the car would fare around this circuit. We're running the old engines because of the nature of the track. Made sense not to waste the newer ones. And with the wet weather as well, I didn't know if that would be a really big factor. So I figured let's just play it a little bit safe. I mean, it's still 18th is still the big payout for Porsche. 20th is the middle payout for Lawson. Had I known we'd actually have the pace over this many cars in qualifying, probably would have gone with 18th for both. What do I think of Jonathan Wheatley to be the Audi team principal? Is that confirmed? Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's been a Red Bull for eons, so that is that's a big move for him. And it's another another sort of breakout team principal after James Vowles leaving Mercedes.
Okay. Copy.
Copy.
Right. Time to settle in for the long haul now. The downfall of Red Bull is something to study. I wouldn't say it's the downfall of Red Bull because Wheatley's going. I mean, there's been a lot of turmoil, but I mean, every team has staff that goes through, you know, that looks to move on. Seidel left McLaren to go to Audi. Not as the team principal, but as the managing director, kind of like the Zach Brown kind of role. I didn't think Aluni Bravi would stay on as team principal. I knew that was, you know, pretty much going to happen, but I didn't know who was going to replace him.
Copy.
I say James Vowles left Mercedes to go and become Williams director. Williams team principal. We've seen that, you know, a lot. We saw Sanchez leave Ferrari to go to McLaren, and he was only at McLaren for a few months before he was released from that. So he's now, where's he gone? He's gone. Is it Alpine? He's gone to. I think it's Alpine.
Okay.
Look at the turmoil at Alpine. Alpine is much more of a team that's just completely imploding compared to Red Bull. They've got a new team principal that was announced. I saw the guy. I can't remember his name. I think it's another British guy. But yeah, he'll be taking over at Alpine as the team principal there. Since Otmar left. Oh no, this is Bruno Famin is the latest one. Famin's only been in the role for 7 months. He's gone. Yeah, he was the replacement for Otmar Safnauer. And now Bruno Famin's gone as well. But they've lost so many members of staff recently. It's just the team's in utter turmoil. I honestly think they are setting it up for a sale at some point. I'm sure Andretti are monitoring the situation very closely.
Copy.
Because they've lost pretty much everybody in a position of authority over the last 6 months to a year. It's been crazy.
Okay, copy.
How do I think Wheatley's going to do? I don't know. I mean, I had no idea how Vowles was going to do, and by all accounts, he's doing a very good job. I mean,
Copy.
I think Williams next year will be a very interesting package, and they could be a real dark horse for 2026. He's obviously done enough to impress Sainz, given that Sainz is signed for Williams.
Yeah, copy.
Just struggling a little bit for pace with Porsche at the moment. Struggling to get him to stay with Valtteri.
Copy.
Go a little bit closer to Bottas this time. So rain is going to start to fall in about 10 laps. It's going to be very, very light, and that's the period where we're going to potentially struggle a little bit with Lawson. Porsche's adaptability is mid-80s, I think, so he actually should do okay in those conditions, but Lawson will struggle a little bit more. would be nice to get out of this dirty air. Again, I'm just dropping off the back, look.
Don't go crazy on the rears.
Let's just protect the tyres a little bit. Bottas trying to push his way past Sargent. And gets him. Sargent's pushed those tyres quite hard. They will have overheated a little bit behind us in the dirty air as well. See something a little similar for Magnussen. See if I can push past Logan because he's already starting to drop off.
Copy, copy.
Try to pick up a bit more pace.
Copy, copy.
And he's pushing to close to get back up. Alright, so we can save a bit of battery then. Got to be wary because Ocon is right behind us. Just about got Porsche's confidence back to starting level. I don't want it to drop again. How you doing, Wayne? Let's try and create a little bit of a gap.
Copy.
Copy.
Okay, we're almost at 3 seconds. And there we go, that's the 3 seconds I was looking for.
Copy.
Copy that.
Good drive through La Rascasse there. We'll have a look into Sanderbot around the outside, maybe. Nah, he just squeezes us there. Covers us off. Can we get him up the hill, though? Very difficult place to pull the move off unless you can dive up the inside, which we have done. And we'll complete that move as we go through Casino. There we go.
Copy, copy.
So Porsche
Keep it up.
is now up to 16th again. Confidence has
Let's
improved.
take a closer look. Now we're watching the action closely here.
There we go,
The
just
opportunity's
managed to
there.
dive up the inside.
And that's 16th place now.
Bottas has done what I expected him to do, and that's push on to try and close back up to Lawson. And that created the gap for me to put the pressure on Sargent, and now Sargent's going to come under pressure from Ocon. Still just going to protect the tyres a little bit longer. There's no need to push just yet. Running in some cooler air, which will help. Bring that engine temperature down. We have been stuck in warmer air for a while, so you can see the temperature starting to drop now. That'll help reduce the chance of a fault developing, because not exactly a pristine engine, as you can see. Good level of confidence in Lawson. It's so nice to be able to keep the confidence level high. Not something we're used to. We spend most of our race in the red. Let's take a look at lap times. So Lawson does a 1:18.5. Valtteri a 1:18.9. So those two switch their lap times around, and a 1:19.2. While we are protecting the tyres, still 0.8 quicker than Sargent, who is now acting as a bit of a roadblock for Ocon, which is excellent for us. So we're running in clean air just to cool the engine down, and we're getting a nice little gap built up at the same time. Max is comfortable at the front, and he's already coming up to Mirabeau. So Max is going to be lapping the field soon. And now we need to up the pace on those tyres.
So get these tires back up to 10.
We're closing on Albon as well.
Tires, they are looking good for me.
Took over a second out of him on that last lap. Yeah, he's pushed his tyres hard as well. No sign of the rain yet. It's due to start falling in the next few laps, according to our weather radar. It's not going to be wet enough, I don't think, till around lap 38. So we've still got a way to go on these tyres. I'm not sure Ao's mediums will go the distance. I'm going to put him on hards. I trusted the predicted strategy, and it might have been the wrong thing to do. Ocon's through, and he's already pulled out 2 seconds on Logan there. He's now into DRS range. There he is, closing us down. just got the engine temperature down. I don't want to end up getting stuck behind him and overheating the engine again. As Magnussen's into the pits. He's going for another set of mediums. Interesting. And that puts him behind Lando Norris, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Norris goes through. So he's got Sainz coming up behind him now. When did I put the new engine in? I think, was it China that we ran the new engines? I think it was China. I've taken them out for this Grand Prix. Gone back to the older ones. Just given the nature of the circuit, I didn't see the point in wasting the performance of a better engine on the circuit where it's very, very hard to overtake. Figured, we're not going to do very well here. We're going to get lapped at least once, if not twice. And given how quickly Max has caught us, maybe 3 times. Because he's not that far behind the rest of the field. He's probably only about 5 seconds away from lapping Gasly.
Here.
Copy.
We are continuing to close down Albon. Just little bits here, little bits there. Still on the original ERS units. We're on the second gearboxes. Those are in the car tonight, the new gearboxes. But we are back on the original engines. The other ones are around about mid-80s at the moment. Save those for Canada. And there we go. There is the wet weather warning. So the rain is about to start, but as you can see, no hint yet that it is about to go to inters. That gap to Albon has come down a little bit more. Still keeping the gap to Valtteri at around the 3.5 second mark. If anything, we're probably lapping a little bit quicker than Valtteri. He matches us, or we match Lawson, sorry, to Albon. We're actually 100th quicker. Just almost a 10th quicker than Valtteri. Pourchaire's in that same window, and we have pulled a little bit more time on Ocon. Not bad. Max, I think, just got Gasly. He did. Now Leclerc gets through. Max is actually further up than I thought he was there. Max is coming up after Ocon. He's going to be on us in the next couple of laps. He's coming from Sargent, sorry, not Ocon. So you can see he's, 5 seconds now behind Pourchaire. Just over. And he is lapping 2 seconds a lap quicker. So yeah, he'll be on us very quickly.
get these tires up, okay?
And he gets past Logan there. I don't know if I need to continue to protect these tyres or whether I should box for another set of mediums now before I get lapped. It's a tricky call. Ideally, I want to try and stay ahead of the blue flags if I can. See if I can move up on Valtteri. Let's give Lawson a bit of battery as well. Get him away from Valtteri, who has closed the gap by about a second, and we'll see if we can push onto the back of Albon. Rain has now started to drop. Still no indication as to when Inters are going to appear. Looking at the line, it looks like somewhere around about lap 40 now. If at all. It might be just like this, where it's not quite wet enough for Inters all the way through. Max is already through, comfortably through as well. Yeah, he's gunning for us. There he is.
Copy, copy.
So the problem for the guys at the back is that they are now just falling to the clutches of everybody. So they are losing so much time. This is what I've been trying to avoid happening with us.
Copy.
That's why I've been just using the battery to try and pull away a little bit. Stay ahead of Max as long as I can. I'm also desperately waiting to see when it is going to rain. Keeping an eye on Hulkenberg, Zhou and Norris and Valtteri. I want to see if they box. Because their tyres are in the 30% range.
Copy, copy. Copy, copy.
Got a little bit of a gap before Leclerc gets to us, about another 6 seconds. And he is lapping about 2 seconds a lap quicker than us. So we've got another 3 or 4 laps before Leclerc gets close enough to us that we get blue flagged. I hope. Max at 53. Well, maybe it'll go quicker. Actually start to push Lawson's tyres a bit harder now. Again, I want to try and stay ahead of Max for a while if I can. We've only saved about half a kilo of fuel so far, which is a little disappointing. Not counting the extra lap that I've just taken off Porsche as well.
And nearly. Oh,
Yeah, that would have
just
put him
running wide.
launched over those
Really,
curves
they
into the
must be
barrier.
careful.
Where's that Ferrari? Not in sight just yet. There's Max lurking. There we go, 12 minutes till it goes damp. Still got a gap to the Ferrari. Pace of the Ferrari's dropped off.
Okay, copy.
Porsche's pace isn't great though at the moment.
Copy. Copy.
Now that the track is getting a little bit wetter and the pace is dropping, now we should start to save fuel a little bit quicker. And Max is in. That's an early stop for Intus. Maybe he just didn't think he could take his tyres any further. So that's interesting. Are we going to see anyone else box this lap now? We've still got time to go with Lawson before he needs to box. Conditions aren't ready for Inters just yet.
Copy.
Now we're going to lose a lot of time here as the blue flags are waved in abundance. Alonso is in. And this is a little bit early. I want to wait till the track's about 0.7, 0.75 really before we box. Joe is in. Yeah, these guys who are boxing now, we've got the chance to actually gain a fair bit of time with Lawson here. Charging the battery, seeing as I'm getting blue flagged, to wait for sights to go through, and then we'll push our pace again.
Copy that.
There is an opportunity here. Hamilton's picked up a fault.
Vibration.
Vibrations. Here we go.
dear, a crash.
Ooh.
There's been a crash.
Ooh, now this is interesting. It's Perez. Perez and Sargent.
And clearly they're not what everyone in the garage...
Not a happy bunny.
Copy.
Yeah, we're seeing a few more cars boxing now.
Copy.
We're going to go one more lap, I think, with Teo.
Try to get him. Get him.
Now, there's a 5-second penalty for Perez there. For Sargent for hitting Perez. Perez does have some significant damage by the look of it. Oh, nearly got past Valtteri. And we're about to get blue flagged again. Or are we? Can we get the move done before that happens?
Copy.
All right, we've got the DRS.
Box.
Pushing the tyres hard like crazy. We're going to get out in front of Alex Albon.
Copy.
Over to you,
Issue in the
Karun.
pits for Magnussen.
So the Haas pit crew are all ready. But we see the issue occur here.
Yeah, we're going to box this lap.
Oh no, that's a slow pit stop there.
Issue in the pits for Stroll. Everyone's having some issues right now.
No.
Right, have we gained any time? Or enough time? I think we've gained enough time to undercut Albon.
Copy. Pit
Go, 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 go. Oh, god damn it. That's just killed our chance of the undercut. We probably wouldn't have got it anyway, but
Now there's been an issue in the pits.
it's annoying. What actually happened? Problem on the right rear then, by the look of it. Better stop for Porsche. Where are we going to get out? We're going to get out in front of Valtteri. It's going to be close. He snuck through. Damn it.
Remember, we need the tires for long.
Copy.
So we almost got him. We actually ended up losing a little bit of time to Albon. Although, having said that, we did have that problem at the stop. That's an extra couple of seconds on there. But overall, yeah, we probably lost a couple of seconds, unfortunately. Leclerc's finally in. The track is now in the right window for inter tyres over dries. And so that's the last of the dry runners boxing. Jacob's really enjoying Hauger and Aaron combination. A fault for Verstappen.
That is pushing a lot.
Gearbox issue.
Copy.
So get these tires back up to 10.
And Albon is off and away. He's pushing hard right now. No wonder I was so slow. I'm getting blue flag. It's like, how have I lost so much time? That's why. Piastri and now Leclerc. Although I don't want to give up the position to Leclerc, apparently. Yeah, Lawson does not want to let Leclerc through. That's odd.
Copy.
There we go. We've got decent looking pace at the moment, then it would seem, with Lawson. If I can keep Charles Leclerc behind me for a lot longer than I should have done.
Copy, copy.
Easy, mate, easy.
Copy.
Hopefully that'll do me some good when it comes to closing back down on Albon. I'm going to have to do this all over again in a minute with Sainz. Perez now quite a distant 6th place after the damage that he sustained slowed him down, and he's had a wing change at his pit stop as well. Sainz goes through. We lose quite a bit of time there, actually, because we just came to a stop. Norris up next, and then we've got a long gap before Perez catches us. So this will be the last of the blue flags for a while. Ricciardo's got an issue.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
We'll take a look at a couple of these faults in a moment. Hamilton's issue has either come back or it's a different one.
Is the engine okay?
Yeah, I think he might have had gearbox issues to start with. Now he's got engine issues.
Copy.
Start to push the tyres a little
So
bit.
let's pick up the pace.
And there we go, the McLaren's through.
Copy.
Now we'll up our pace. See if we can start closing in on Albon, who's gained a lot of ground on us, but is now starting to get lapped. He's got the Ferraris closing in on him. Piastri's already through. He's got Charles Leclerc right behind him. I want to see if I can get back on terms with Valtteri again. So we're running at minus 4.4 if we take a lap of fuel out on top of that for being lapped. So we're 3.3. We're 3 laps short on fuel at the moment as we are closing in on half distance. We're almost certainly going to get lapped again. There's Max right now. There he is. So yeah, Max is going to lap us a second time. So it looks like we're going to need to save about 2.5 laps of fuel, maybe, in total. About 2.5 kilos. That's not too bad. That's easily achievable. And we're not really closing at the moment. Porsche's had a good lap last lap. Looking decent this lap as well. .121.0 for Albon, who's been lapped by Leclerc. Sainz closing on him. 121.0 for Lawson. So we're kind of matching him for pace at the moment. Let's use some battery on both cars here.
Copy. Copy.
Again, we're matching pace with Bottas here as well. .121.1s. There is Valtteri.
Copy, copy.
There we go, a couple of laps of pushing. We'll keep the tyres where they are. Let's get some more information on the weather. It's going to dry up again, and then I don't know if it's going to be actual dry tyre weather or not. It's going to fluctuate. It might be better to stay on the inters. It's really hard to predict, and we don't exactly have a good weather centre for more clarification on that. So, I mean, I could really push the inters to try and close the gaps, but at the same time, I don't want to push them too hard in case I do have to take them to the end.
Okay.
We're now 3 kilos short on fuel, as things currently stand, as we hit half distance.
Okay, copy.
All right, let's see, what's the gap? 4 seconds, and here comes Perez.
Okay, copy.
And about 9 seconds. Although Norris is about to blue flag him. Yeah, our pace in these conditions is not quite as good as I was hoping. I thought Porsche would actually be pretty good in these conditions, but that hasn't really transitioned into what I was hoping to see. As far as race targets, though, really comfortable right now. I wish I'd gone a bit more aggressive with Lawson's targets. I just didn't expect us to be quicker than, you know, the Alpines, as well as the Haas and the Saubers. I thought we might get one of those teams, maybe two if we were lucky, not all three of them. And I thought Lawson would struggle a bit more, but he's been faultless so far. You can see how much of a difference it makes being able to keep the confidence high. You know, in previous races where we've been getting overtaken constantly, and just it's a compounding effect. Every time we get overtaken, our pace suffers, which makes it easier to get overtaken, which means our pace suffers again, and so on and so forth, until our confidence is so low that we're running with -3, -4 stats across the board. Right now, we're running with +2s. So we've actually got pretty decent looking stats there for Teo. And +2s again for Lawson as well. So, yeah, pace has been pretty decent. Back to 121 now that we're not being blue flagged. Although we have got Alonso starting to move towards us. He's just got past Ocon. There he is. So more blue flags coming. Evening, Toby. 3 red flags. And then you lost both cars. Oof, God, that's going to be expensive. Oh, boy. Because I'm guessing you've only got a couple of parts because they're a couple of each part because they're new parts by this point in the season. Yeah, that's going to be a hugely expensive repair bill. And you've only got 2 slots in the garage, of course. Yeah, your factory's like mine. Shit. So, yeah, that will take you an eternity to get those parts done. You had 16 mil before the race. What are you at now? Let's have a look. 7. Oh, expensive. Very expensive. Right. Valtteri lost a bit of time on that lap because he got blue flagged. So the gap back down to about 4 seconds again. There is Alonso. We'll try and push up to Valtteri before we get lapped. Let's do a tyre check. So we have a little bit of an advantage on rubber. No one's really pushing their tyres. Everyone is kind of waiting to see what happens. There you can see it is going to fluctuate between dry and damp conditions by the look of it. According to our very low budget weather centre. So it might not be quite so flip-floppy like that. It might stay dry, it might just stay damp. There we go, we've taken some time out of Valtteri. .4 seconds on that lap. Very nice. Lawson still not really closing on Albon and is about to get lapped by Perez. We'll harvest the battery to help encourage an overtake in a decent position for us coming out of the chicane. Get some battery in the car in the process, and then we will push. See if we can close up. Oh, it didn't go through. Shit. Alright, maybe on the run to Larascas. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. So we might actually get DRS off the back of Perez here. Oh, there's no DRS, is there? Of course there isn't. But had there been DRS, that would have given us DRS, I think, being passed at that point. Alright, gap is now 1.5 seconds-ish to Valtteri. We are out of battery, and the pace is going up for Bottas. He's responding. Lawson is, let's see, going to be very much quicker on this lap. Let's see what Albon does. Looks like, is he pushing as well? A 120.4. And let's take a look at those faults that have popped up as well. So Hamilton has a fault with engine and gearbox, so he has 2 faults. Who else has a fault? Ricardo, an ERS fault, and Max, of course, Max. Max has a gearbox fault. Not that you'd know, given how quick he is.
Copy. Copy.
Yeah, we are just struggling for pace against Albon. I don't think we're going to catch him. I think he's just too far ahead. We were doing all right earlier with the dry tyres because we had a surplus of grip compared to him, and that's why we were closing him down. But here in these wet conditions, with Lawson's less than stellar adaptability and the fact that our car just doesn't have the necessary performance to beat Albon in a straight fight, I don't think.
Copy, copy.
it means we're probably not going to get him. The blue flags certainly haven't helped. They've opened the gap up quite a lot as Russell squeezes through as well. There's Sonoda up next. Do still have a slight advantage on tyres. This next period of time with the track sort of flitting in and out of conditions could be interesting. That does suggest that maybe it is going to be dry running for a little while. We'll see how the rest of the grid reacts. I'm just going to quickly go grab a drink. Hopefully nothing happens in the next 30 seconds. Not even 30 seconds. Right. Apologies about the rant, but you had to let out some anger at Joe. Hey, no problem. you heard me ranting and raving at my drivers.
Keep me updated on conditions.
Yuki's on pile in Japan. I know you meant pole. Yeah, I mean, you get some strange results. Like I said, with my Honda save that I'm doing, we had rain at Melbourne, and I got second and third with Ricardo on pole. But there was like a Sauber in the top 10 as well. You know, some really big names just didn't go out at the right time and went out very, very early. I think I actually saved a screenshot of the grid. Let me have a quick look through my images. It's not my top, my most recent 15, so I'd actually have to. Yeah, give me a sec. I might be able to pull it up on my phone if it auto uploaded. Yeah, there we go. Right, now I can expand this up. So, yeah, qualifying results for the top 10. It was Ricardo, then Lawson, then Pourchaire, then Bottas, Magnussen, Perez was 6th, Leclerc 7th, Russell 8th, Norris 9th, Ocon was 10th. That was the extremely bizarre qualifying period we had at Melbourne on the Honda save. Right, back to the action. It's about 3 seconds. Here comes Sonoda. Am I even going to be able to catch Valtteri? It's still not really wet enough dry enough for the slicks. It's going back up to wet again. We're going to keep fluctuating in and out of DRS like this. Hopefully it just doesn't catch us at a really bad point. We are safe from Valtteri at the moment with Lawson. He's, 8 seconds behind. That may change as we start getting blue flagged with Alonso and Russell. But for now, we're okay. Let's just encourage Sonoda to get through.
Copy, copy.
Get this blue flag out of the way. Do the same with Alonso.
Copy.
I'm going to stop focusing on trying to catch Albon because we're just losing too much time to him. See the gap now, 16 seconds, and it's about to go up even more. So we'll just focus on hanging on to 14th ahead of Valtteri, and we'll try, if we can, to get Porsche up past Valtteri. But that won't be the main focus for Lawson in trying to get past Albon. His main focus now is going to be just not dropping down. As Verstappen's fault increases, so his, was it gearbox for Max? His gearbox now going orange.
Copy.
We're now down to 2.1 kilos under fuel. Max, where is Max right now? He's coming up to lap us again. So we're going to be just needing to save about a kilo of fuel in the remaining 26 laps of fuel of the race. It's not too bad. That's pretty good. That's, oh, hello. Hulkenberg, what's he done?
And it seems like Hulkenberg's had a bit of trouble.
Is this Mirabeau? No, it's not Mirabeau. Oh, yeah, he's hit the barrier. Oh, that's big damage. Lost half of his wing. Unfortunately, he's one of the cars behind us, not in front of us, so that doesn't help us.
And watching their hopes crumble.
And it's no yellow, it's no VSC either. So if it had been a VSC, I might well have... oh, that probably wouldn't have boxed. I could have boxed for fresh tyres, but speaking of, we do still have a nice little bit of a grip advantage, a wear advantage over some of the other cars. Here comes Russell. Count to Valtteri is down to just 4 seconds. That's not ideal. Hamilton's fault escalates as well. Which one's this one? The engine or the gearbox?
Not a vibration.
The gearbox. New front wing for Nico Hulkenberg. Track conditions changed to dry. But Hulkenberg did not change the tyres. Put on fresh inters instead. Come on, George, get through. There you go. I need to start putting the pace back on. There is Valtteri. He's really closed us down. Less than 2 seconds.
Any good pace?
Yeah, so these blue flags have killed us in terms of our chances to move forward any further. Russell is lapping the same pace as Valtteri at the moment, so that's going to hurt us more than anything else.
Copy.
Russell's pace a 119.6. Valtteri a 118.9. He's pushing like crazy right now.
Copy.
Let's take a look at Max's current sort of car condition. You can see the gearbox is there. His lap history. Hasn't really been affected too much. It's hard to tell because the weather keeps fluctuating. Valtteri's about to get DRS on us. This is what I was worried about, that we would get caught out. I think we just held him off, but worried that we would get caught out in a little window where the DRS activates and someone jumps us, and then we can't get back past him again. A red flag. Ooh, Hamilton's crashed out, or has he just retired? But with his no, he's crashed out. He's gone straight into the barrier at Sanderbot. Oh yeah, he hit the wall before Sanderbot and then just slid into the runoff.
And you can just feel the frustration from the team.
All right, well, this makes things interesting because now we don't know what's going to happen with the weather. It's going to be dry. But is it going to stay dry long enough? How many laps have we got left? 21. No, wait, track condition is 1.02. Or is that now? Track condition 1.02. I'm going to gamble. Lawson's tyre wear is not as good. I'll go with the mediums. Have I got this right? Have I got this wrong?
Our race here resumes as we get back underway. And it's lights out and away we go.
We're back on the lead lap. And we've got more than a kilo. We've got an extra lap of fuel. So we'll push that off as quickly as we can. Yeah, race is dry. Right, so Porsche has jumped Bottas. Let's edit the strategies. So those soft tyres will go to the end as long as I don't melt them. And I can be a bit more aggressive with the mediums. All right, strategy's chosen. Let's see what everyone else has done for tyres. Everybody down to Porsche who's on the mediums, and then we've got mostly hards behind us. Another dry race till the end here. We are putting pressure on Ricciardo. Could we get points tonight? I don't think I've got the pace to get past Ricciardo and stay ahead of him, but we're going to give it a damn good go. We're at high risk of fault like this.
Copy.
Copy that.
Copy.
Avoid high risk curbs just to try and ease that risk down a little bit. It will slow me down though.
Copy.
Just want to do this until we burn off that fuel.
Yeah, copy that.
Back into high risk again. It's not ideal.
Okay, mate, copy.
Yeah, Ricciardo's gone. All right, so 12th. That's still really good. Shit, Valtteri got through. And we're about to get jumped by Valtteri. And now Porsche is at risk of a fault as well.
Copy that.
Yeah, engine's overheating.
Copy.
Copy.
Who's been blue flagged? Oh, Ocon. It's only Ocon's only a lap. Is still a lap down.
There! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
So Ricciardo's fault is escalated. So Porsche and Co are still a lap down. You only get to undo one lap under the under a red flag. So the other guys have been lapped twice. We somehow managed to just hang on to not being lapped twice, so we're on the lead lap. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. And pace is really suffering at the moment, considering we are driving in clean air, and actually I can turn that off on Lawson. He's not close to anyone now, but we are avoiding high risk curbs. I just need to keep those engine temps out of the danger zone. I need to burn off this fuel though.
Copy.
Copy that.
That's Ocon in front, who is a lap down. That's why I'm still getting the DRS. Yeah. There you go. That's why I'm still getting the DRS, despite being out of range. Now he should get blue flagged for me, now that I've closed up to him. Lawson's tyre temps are struggling because of the avoid the curbs. Let's turn that off now.
Copy.
Toby says this is a tough watch after his car crash. Yeah, apologies, Toby. But yeah, I'm enjoying this one. This is so much more competitive than I thought we were going to be today. It really is. Wellman, where have you been? Long time no see. Or have you just been lurking?
Plate middle, 1 second.
Battery hot, mate. Yeah. All right.
Copy.
Copy.
Don't go crazy on the rears.
Copy. Copy.
So we're 14th and 15th. We did lose a couple of places, unfortunately, with Lawson because of my desire to stop a fault from occurring. I lost out very quickly to Albon, and then Valtteri snuck through as well. But I'm hopeful now that the pace will start to pick up.
Copy.
We're going to go more aggressive with the tyre now.
Copy.
Copy.
I'm trying to go faster.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go back to War Hospital. Still need to play the third act.
Copy. Copy.
So Ocon acting a little bit of a rear gunner for us at the moment. In fact, actually no, it doesn't even matter because nobody behind me is on the same lap. So yeah, we are the last car on the lead lap here. Everyone behind Porsche is lapped. So I don't have to worry about being overtaken from behind. I do want to see if I can get back onto Valtteri.
Copy.
Okay, copy.
Copy.
A yellow flag. Someone's had a boo-boo. It's Perez.
Oh, we've had a crash.
He's crashed on turn 7 again. It's exactly what he did in practice.
I crashed.
Except it was worse this time.
2 secs. There's been a crash.
He's crashed on turn 8 as
Now
well.
we can see what happened. Now this happens down at turn 8.
There he is. So, interesting. This is going to be very slow pace. Look at his tyres. At least he didn't get a puncture. Otherwise he would have lost any chance of a decent finish. But he's going to come out close to Porsche. He's going to come out behind Lawson. It's going to be a slow stop as well, so he's going to actually come out behind Porsche. Teo's gone through. All the lap traffic has gone through, so he's going to have to unlap. He's going to have to blue flag all of those cars. We are all over the back of Valtteri now.
Copy. Copy.
So that's 13th. God, if I'd have just been able to hold on to 11th and then go after Ricciardo, especially with his fault getting worse. I'd be challenging for points now. My God.
Copy.
Copy.
I still think we might struggle to beat Bottas tonight. But if I can get past Valtteri, that will be a new best finish for us. Because our best position is 13th. 12th will give us, hopefully, a place in the Constructors. I hope. I don't know. It should move us above Haas, I think, if we can get 11th. If we can get 12th. As it is, we're only above Sauber, and they will move ahead of us if Bottas stays in 12th. So we do need to get him. Williams could be about to score a point tonight. Albon is closing in on Danny Rick. Half a second a lap. Ricciardo's fault has got to the point where it is really costing him. Max now is down to 5th place. His fault has cost him the chance of a win tonight. Don't seem to have enough pace in the car. to get Valtteri. If we'd had the better engines in the car tonight, yes, they could have scored a point. I don't think there'd be any doubt of that, but I never in my wildest dreams imagined that we would be in a position to fight for a point here tonight. So that's kind of an irrelevant point there. Or a relevant factor, as I should say. Not something I can really take into proper consideration. Maybe I need to let Porsche through. Still got full battery, pretty much, with Porsche. He is on quicker tyres. Perez is closing us down. 2 seconds a lap. He's going to catch us at this rate. And look how far behind the leaders we are. Leclerc's just crossed the line to start another lap. He is 2.2 seconds a lap quicker than us right now. Perez is about to unlap him, well, say unlap, he's about to blue flag Ocon here. There we go, and he will get the DRS as well. There he goes. So he's going to be absolutely steamrolling towards us now. 1:13.7, that's 2 seconds quicker than Lawson, 2.5 seconds quicker than Porsche. I need to save that battery now. Porsche isn't going to be able to close the gap down.
Okay.
You see he's under pressure already. There is Perez, just 1.6 seconds behind us. He's screaming up to us here.
Copy. Copy, copy.
Engine car wide.
Ah, never stood a chance. Can I get him up the hill? No, of course I can't. But maybe Porsche can help me get back on terms with Bottas. Not Porsche, sorry. Maybe Perez can help me get back on terms.
Copy, copy.
Copy.
Yeah, Valtteri's absolutely shredding those tyres. It's time for us to do the same.
Okay, we need to push a bit more.
Oh my god, he's already on my gearbox.
Copy that.
Copy.
Okay, copy.
Copy.
so fast right now. He's comfortably going to get back into the points, I think. Well, maybe not comfortably, but he's certainly going to get past Valtteri. Might catch Albon. Don't know if he'll catch Ricciardo. Probably going to finish 11th.
Struggling a little bit with the fronts.
Copy.
Oh my god, where is Valtteri getting that pace from? 1:14.9, what the hell? Just wasn't a long enough stint, really, unfortunately, for us to be able to really capitalise on a potential tyre safe. Oh, yeah, I mean, no doubt he's using, ERS as well, but I mean, just the fact that he's lapping so quick, only a second slower than Perez, is quite disheartening. Considering that we were doing full tyre push on a quicker compound of tyre, just not using the battery, and we were an entire second slower.
Yeah, copy.
3 laps to go. I wonder if Valtteri has any battery left. He's caught the back of Albon, so Perez is right there as well. Perez is going to be fighting to get past the pair of them here. If he can get them quickly, he might still have a chance to get Danny Rick.
Okay.
Bottas has lost some time. And that might be because he's driving defensively.
Copy.
So that's killed Perez's chances of getting points. But it is also giving us an opportunity to get back into contention.
Come on, let's push.
Copy.
Copy.
Perez should get through here.
Copy.
He didn't. Maybe Valtteri had the DRS after all.
Yeah, copy.
Thought he just missed it. I need him to get through. If Bottas finishes 12th, then that puts us bottom of the constructors. If it's 13th, I don't know. It might be tied. In which case, we might stay ahead because we did it first. I don't know.
That's Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc wins his home Grand Prix.
Look at that. Leclerc takes first place.
By lapping cars. Jesus Christ. We only had 20 laps from the restart.
Well, it was never certain, but if anything, that must make the victory taste even sweeter.
All right. Come on, Perez. Do me the solid. I'm powerless to do anything about this. It's all in Checo's hands. He's not going to get him. His tyres are gone. Shit. So that's a really good finish for us, 14th and 15th, and it's going to drop us down a place in the Constructors. And it's going to put us bottom of the table. Oh, if only I hadn't been so concerned about stopping a fault from developing and just gone for it at the restart. I could have been in the 1 in 12th place and a new personal best finish. Hell, I could even have been in 11th. It is 14th and 15th. It's a solid result. It gives us what we needed to hit our financial target for the night. So that's good. But it's also a little disappointing at the same time.
And now with the race done, we can see Logan Sargent there.
Yep, and with a P19 finish, they'll need to pick themselves up after that.
Out and onto the podium steps Charles Leclerc.
What a result for Ferrari, not just a home win for Charles Leclerc, but third place for Sainz as well. Big points for Ferrari
number
tonight.
One of the season, and it's sure
And
to
no
provide
points
them
for
with
Red
a
Bull.
real confidence boost.
Oh, no, Max did get some points, didn't he? He was
always a special occasion here in
down
the
the order a bit.
incomparable Monte Carlo. They'll be pushing
Hamilton
the boat out
retired.
here tonight, no doubt. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed
Oh,
weekend.
God, I was waiting for that.
We
Mixed
saw one
result,
driver
mixed
put in a
bag.
strong
It's like
performance,
we
but
finished
it was a different story for
one
the
in,
other.
in
Definitely
sequence behind each
positives
other.
there, though.
How can one car be really well and the other one's a bit
And thank
shit?
you, everyone, for joining us
That's
this weekend
such
here in Monaco.
Such an
The
annoying
next
bit
round,
of
teams are
commentary there.
travelling
From
to the
Karun.
Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
You could finish 1-2. Well, really good. It's a bit of a mixed bag. One car performed really well. The other one, not quite so much. It's no shit. Right, so confirmation then of the final result. I'll stop ranting now. Charles Leclerc wins his home Grand Prix, and I think that's his first win of the season as well. Oscar Piastri in second place. Carlos Sainz completes the podium, make it a 1-3 for Ferrari. Norris in fourth, Max down to fifth place. Thanks to that gearbox fault. He ended up 17 seconds behind Norris in the end, a long way off the lead in total. Then it is Tsunoda up into sixth place. Strong result for RB, especially with Ricciardo getting the final point in 10th as well. Aston Martin gets some good points as well. Stroll up 4 places to finish 7th ahead of Fernando in 8th. Russell gets a couple of points from Mercedes. Damage limitation for them, considering that Hamilton was running well and then hit the wall and retired. In the lower half, it is Albon who finishes in 11th. Bottas up 5 places to finish in 12th. And then we have Perez in 13th, down 7 places. That clunk into the barriers and break his wing cost him big points for Red Bull tonight. Lawson in 14th, Porsche in 15th. Both drivers gaining a place from where they started, but it could have been more. Probably should have been a little bit more. Magnussen up 5 places to finish in 16th. Ocon 17th, Hulkenberg 18th, then it's Sargent in 19th and 2 laps down with Zhou in 20th, Gasly 21st and Hamilton failing to finish. Standings look like this then. 194 points now for Max Verstappen. He picks up 10 tonight. Lando Norris Outscores him by 2, but the gap is still 58 points. So still quite a big, sizable gap. Sainz there with 15 points puts him onto 124. Sainz is 8 points ahead of his teammate Charles Leclerc, whose 26 points for the win and fastest lap has definitely closed that gap. Oscar getting a good progress there as well, onto 103 points now after his second place finish. No points for Perez or Hamilton, they stay 6th and 7th. Tsunoda stays 8th but scores another 8 points. He's just 2 points behind Lewis now. Fernando is on 23 points, 10 behind Tsunoda. Teammate Stroll gains a couple of points on him. The gap down to 4 as he moves up into 10th place ahead of George Russell, who's now a point behind. An extra point for Ricciardo means he's on 6 now for the season. Everyone else has failed to score. That's Hulkenberg in 13th, Ocon 14th, Albon 15th, Bottas moving up 1 to 16th, Porsche down 1 to 17th, Lawson up 3 to 18th, Sargent's down 1 to 19th, Magnussen down to 20th, Joe down to 21st, and Gasly still 22nd. Have we been supplanted in the constructors? Let's have a look. Red Bull top with 274 points. They only picked up 10 points tonight. Ferrari retake second from McLaren and score 41 points. All of a sudden, that big gap that Red Bull have had has closed dramatically. They are now just 34 points ahead of the Scuderia, with McLaren just 1 point further behind. So all of a sudden, the Constructors' Championship fight is starting to hot up a bit. Mercedes in 4th, just the 2 points for them. They're on 53 now, 11 points clear of Aston Martin, who have taken big strides towards them. Their gap come down by 8. RB in 6th, pick up another 9 points. They are 3 behind Aston Martin. And then it's the non-scoring team. So Haas are 7th. Then it's Alpine in 8th. 9th is Williams. 10th is Sauber. That 12th place finish for Bottas. Better than our best finish of 13th. So we dropped to last in the constructor standings. So disappointing. There we see the pit stops for tonight. The quickest stop was for Norris. We do not make the board at all tonight. Let's see, 2.61 was the slowest. We weren't even close. We only made the one stop under racing conditions. 2.8, our closest stop there. We were 2.5 tenths shy of getting on the board. And a terrible first stop for Lawson, who lost a good couple of seconds on his stop. As you can see, good result for RB tonight. 3rd and 4th. Alpine picking up some points in 5th. And then it is Sauber getting points in 6th. Ferrari 7th. Williams 8th. Haas 9th. Mercedes 10th. Standings look like this. No points for Red Bull tonight. So the gap has come down to McLaren by 25 points. They are now just 39 behind. Aston move above Alpine by a point into 3rd place on 88. Alpine on 87, dropping down but are 10 points clear of RB, who have moved ahead of Ferrari, and Sauber have moved ahead of Williams. We stay in 9th place on 31 points, 8 points clear of Mercedes, who did score a point tonight, so the gap has closed slightly. Haas picking up some more points tonight as well. So every team is scoring some decent points this year. 20 points, the lowest score so far. There is the 620 grand that we've earned for our predictions. Should have gone higher with Lawson. Would have been worth an extra 89, 90 grand on top. So we would have had about 700-ish, 710 all told. Never mind. We've got good money anyway. Money we desperately need. That might pay for our board upgrade. Evelyn Thomas, our affiliates that I really want to get rid of because she's so damned expensive, has gone up to 64. We have an underfloor. Okay, excellent stuff. Let's check our inbox before we do anything else. So we have one spare underfloor. We do need another one, but it'll do for now. Let's see. Our car was not suited to the track given its poor low-speed performance. Looking at the rest of the grid, our car underperforms on everything, it would seem. The Canadian Grand Prix will also need solid low-speed performance. Ours is one of the worst cars on the grid. Aerodynamic report is below. In terms of strategy, we expected to finish 21st and our best position was 14th, so we're above target. The board had better pay attention to what Isabella Cockram is saying here, because we've had emails like this before saying, well, way ahead of our target, and then the board go, oh, crap. So, yeah, fingers crossed they'll at least be satisfied with that, hopefully happy, but we'll see. An update on Sauber. Our car does have better low-speed performance, which puts us on a good footing to beat them next race. Well, it puts us on footing to beat Zhou. Maybe not Valtteri. We shall see. Let's take a look at the Monaco F2 and F3 results. Oliver Goethe beats Tim Traminitz and Arvid Lindblad in the F3 race. And it's another win for Kimi in the F2 race ahead of Pepe Marti and Isaac Hadjar. Let's take a look at the full results in the F2 Championship. So in the sprint race, it was Rafael Villagomez taking the win ahead of Ritomo Miata and Ollie Behrman. Let's see, Hauger was fourth, Marti was fifth with a fastest lap. Antonelli also showing as a fastest lap, even though he was actually 1,000 slower. So I'm not quite sure why that is. It's very odd. Let's see, Maloney 6th, Martin 7th, Hadjar was 8th in the sprint, Crawford 9th, Antonelli 10th. In the feature result, we know the top three. Maloney was 4th, Crawford 5th, Behrman 6th. So Antonelli will probably stretch his lead a little bit in the drivers' standings as a result of that result. Let's take a look. He does. He is now 20 points clear of Ollie Behrman, who is second. So that's his second race win to go with his 2 sprint wins. Behrman has 2 race wins, 1 sprint win in second place. Gabriel Bortoletto, just the 1 race win so far, but 4 podiums. Pepe Marti, another podium for him, moves him up into 4th place in the standings, but he's already quite a long way off the top 2. He's still also 26 points behind Bortoletto for 3rd. So it looks like it is going to be a fight between Antonelli and Behrman for the title at this stage. Bortoletto is not too far off, but it is looking like it is going to be a fight between the Prema drivers. What else do we have to check in our inbox? The aero results. So the side pods and suspension have failed. That is not good. Stop. That's not what I meant to do. And there you see our expected finishes. 22nd was the expected finish for Porsche. He got 15th. 21st, the expected finish for Lawson. He got 14th. Still no points, though. Let's get those parts changed over if we can. I don't have a spare side pod. Crap. Have to roll back, and that's a lot of downforce lost. I need to do the suspension as well. There we go. So that's an older suspension there, Porsche. Have I got a slot opened up? Yes, I have. Good. Right. Side pods. Can't afford to make 3. Not really, because I think I might need some cash to do something else as well. New suspension will be ready in 2 days, and then 10 days for the spare, which will be the start of the Montreal weekend. So we will have the new suspension on both cars and a spare, and we should have in 8 days, as you can see, we'll have a spare side pod to put back onto Porsche's car. So they should be running equal spec by the time we get to Montreal. I can just afford to do that. But I would like to see if I can maybe get a boardroom upgrade instead. Checking with the boards. They were happy. Wow. They were happy with Monte Carlo. That's nice. Didn't expect that. So that's good to see. All right, let's have a look. It's 590,000. What's a hospitality upgrade going to do for me? 1.8 mil. Ooh, yeah, that's not happening. All right, well, hopefully we'll get some cash in a couple of days from the tour centre. It's the end of the month in 3 days as well, so we might get some money from the board. We might have a new sponsor period coming up soon. Let's have a look at our finance tab. How long do we have left on our team marketability? Is not really great, is it? How long's left on our sponsor plan? 4 weeks to go. It is worth like a couple of mil though, so yeah, definitely looking forward to that one coming through. Still haven't been able to build a simulation suspension simulator, and we'll eventually get the words out. Let's advance time. Inbox requirement, engineer and driver tension. So this thing is still in there from before. Tension between Porsche and Primavera will intervene and hope that things improve. So the last thing we need is the relationship to go wrong. I know I have low stock on the suspensions. I'm working on it. New month. That is not a 4 million a month board payment. That's like 1.3 mil that we've just got. Why are we not getting, or is that minus fees? Yeah, it is. Look, monthly balance. So we got 4.375 coming in, 375 from the facilities, 4 mil from the board, but driver salary cost us nearly $1 million. Staff cost us 600 grand. Facilities cost 1.2 mil. This is why I want to get rid of Evelyn, because she's costing me 4 million a year. I might just I'm so tempted to put myself in debt and just be done with it, but it's going to take me too long to pay off the debt. How much is her salary costing me per month? Why can't I see a more detailed breakdown on a month-by-month basis? Look at that, she's my highest paid driver. It's ridiculous. Her salary's killing me. Can't do anything about it. Let's get that, well, no, let's not go with the board. 1.8 mil. Let's see if I can at least do some kind of improvement for our other facilities. Race sim, 1.9, is just beyond us. 1.5 for the team hub. That will improve mentality, staff development. That will just be the drivers. Let's go with the team hub upgrade. Yeah. Right. Yeah. She's gained a point in braking and a point in accuracy. Fantastic. Quit, please. So I don't have to pay you anymore. How did our drivers do over the last month? Let's have a look. A point in control for Porsche and 3 points in accuracy. Wow, good month in training for him. A point in defending and a point in smoothness for Lawson. Not quite so good. Let's have a quick look at our May in Formula One email. Alpine have upgraded their their HQ. They've got a design center upgrade that's gone through. Mercedes are having a rough season. Yes, they are. Right, pit crew training. Right, let's have a little look-see. There we go. That's what I meant to do. So, fatigue level is nice and low. Excellent stuff. We are going to go with our usual sort of half and half split. Now I'm going to drag this pit crew kicking and screaming into sub 10% mistakes and quicker pit stops if it kills me or them. Okay. And then when we come back, we'll do another day of car building, I think. Maybe half a day. Yeah. There we go. So that's our gains for the month. We'll make a little bit of progress on car building. So when we inevitably have to change a front wing or something, that will improve. I'm not entirely sure, but I'd like to think that improving car building will also, as you see there, work on rapid car assembly to improve the speed of car part changes. I'd like to think that also improves setup speed. When we're changing setups, I don't think it does. I think it's literally just for swapping over front wings and stuff, but yeah, it's still an important thing to not neglect. That said, what would my stats look like if I went like that instead? A little bit better. Let's go back to car building on that one. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's our training done for the next month. Let's take a look at our drivers. So mentality is still neutral, no negatives, which is good. No positives, which is a shame. Still very miserable with car performance, as is Lawson. He's also very miserable about other stuff, as is Porsche, but he's also very miserable about facilities, which Porsche is not. Porsche, because he's younger and less experienced, despite being potentially a better driver at this point, is less demanding. So you can see there he has no concerns about the facilities. should be easier to please with car performance as well. Which is why I've been tending to put the upgrades on Lawson's car first. He's more complainy about the performance. Therefore, you know, if I give him the new parts first, as long as I don't go too long without giving them to Porsche, you know, ideally the next race, then, you know, any slight envy that Porsche feels will be gone, you know, by the next Grand Prix. Let's take a look at their actual stats. That's their baselines at the moment. If I could just get them into positive mentality overall, those stats would go up, and then I would have a chance to really build on that, because their, you know, their pace would be better, their control would be better, etc. They would hopefully then get better results, which would boost their confidence again, and like the flywheel would keep spinning, and hopefully it would push them higher and higher to achieve better and better results with the machinery that we have. But that's not really the case at the moment. 6 days to go until Canada. We'll advance time a little bit more. Another inbox email. Engines are in poor condition. Yes, I am aware. I'm also going to put the practice gearboxes back in, ready for Montreal. Go. And I do think we made the right decision running the old engines, despite the fact that it potentially cost us a place or two. I still think we might have struggled to get a point. It would have been heartbreaking to be so close and fail with the better engine. Who knows? Maybe we could have actually beaten Ricciardo and gone on to score a point, or maybe even two. I don't think we'd have got two, but who knows what could have happened. But just squeezing an extra race out of knackered engines at a circuit where I thought we were going to do terribly, and we actually did reasonably well. You know, you've got to look at the positives of that, and it's one less race of wear on the engine as it goes into the next Grand Prix at Montreal. So that will hopefully help us out a little bit in Montreal. Hopefully. We shall see. And there we go. So let's have a little look. Weather is showing us clear. Expected strategy of 1 stop. We'll probably end up going for a 2 stop. Weather report, yeah, it's going to be warm, at least warm for that area. So tyres are probably going to overheat a little bit. I think the 2 stop might be the way to go. We'll see how we do in qualifying. We'll see what the strategy suggestions throw up as well. Obviously that's tomorrow's race. Let's quickly make sure that we've got the parts situation sorted. So they're both on the same chassis. They are both on the same front wing. They are both on the same rear wing. Now we can sort the side pod situation out. There we go. They're both on the same side pod. Again, they're both on the new underfloor. And they are now both on the new suspension. So car performance has been balanced across the pair. Let's see how we look on the grids. Not great, which is no real surprise. Let's take a look at the other teams. So Sauber, they are a little bit quicker than us. They've got a much better acceleration than us. They've got better DRS than us by 2.5%. We do have better downforce than them in all categories. They have a bit better dirty air performance than us. Our tyre preservation, i.e. our brake cooling, is a little bit better, but not by much. Engine cooling, negligible improvement. Yeah, it's going to be tough to beat Valtteri, I think. Williams, overall, a much better package than us by the look of it. So Albon, we're not going to beat him, I don't think. Sargent, maybe. It's going to be another tough race, I think, for different reasons. We'll give it our best. We'll see how we can do. Maybe we can knock out a decent result. Maybe. But I think, we'll be probably erring slightly on the side of caution. Let me quickly check over here. Once that side pod is done, in 6 days, we're going to have to start building some more spare front wings. I would love to get a new front wing designed, but I just cannot afford that. We're going to have to wait till we finish our sponsor obligations to get any kind of payday. That's going to be worth a couple of mil. And then we'll take it from there. So that's it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's Grand Prix. A little bit chaotic towards the end there. Much better result than expected. Again, we did miss out on points. And who knows what could have happened if I had put the newer engines in. But I think I made the right call. I'm gonna console myself with that. I'm gonna keep telling myself that in my moments of doubt. One last thing before I do disappear. I know I told you I'd created a BMW team earlier. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I will very quickly load that up and show you. Just to give you some more inspiration on how you can create your own custom team. Let me quickly save our Goodwood file. There we go. Now I'll load this up. I literally have done nothing with this yet. I haven't even picked sponsors. It's day one, as you can see. But if we go to team branding, there is the livery that I've gone with. It's not ideal. I've tried to use the gradients to get the light blue in there on the lower part of the stripes up into the darker blue of the M3 stripes with the red. Hasn't really worked the way I'd like it to, but it's the best I can do for now. There is obviously the BMW badge. That, if you're wondering how to create that, let me show you how I created the BMW badge. Nice and straightforward. I started with a big white circle. Then I went with a couple of blue triangles over the top, and then a black ring to sit just over the top there to hide the edges of the triangles and create that white around the edge, by making it just a little bit smaller. I could go maybe a little bit, push it a little bit further out. Let's try it. Look at that. And then it's just picking 3 letters. I could actually probably make those a little bit bigger. They do look a little small. So let's do that now. Let's go into resize. Just tweak the position slightly. It's too big, I think. Yeah. So 20%. Did I go 20% on the other one? Yes, I did. And now we'll do the B as well. And there we go. A nice, simple, straightforward BMW logo. Let me actually go ahead and just put that on for a second, just so I can actually save the logo. I can now take that off. And there we go. We'll overwrite it. And that's how to create a very straightforward, simple BMW logo if you wanted to do a BMW themed team. The other sort of livery that I did consider, because it kind of has a bearing on the original kind of BMW Sauber livery was this one. I thought about just doing that, but then obviously not having red wings. But I wanted to try and get the M3 colours in there. I still may go back to this concept and make it a little bit more like the original BMW Sauber. I don't know yet, but still kind of figuring that bit out. But like I say, I wanted to try and get the M3 kind of 2 shades of blue and the red in there. No other livery really kind of did it for me in terms of getting that kind of stripe on a white car. I'm not even necessarily convinced that I need to go with white, but yeah, I just think it looks right with a white car for BMW. So yeah, there you go. There is my all German BMW lineup of Nico Hülkenberg and Mick Schumacher. And I did the same thing with the suit. You can see I've got the horizontal gradient on the suit. So you've got the light blue on the lower part of the body, and then it blends around the waist so that the upper torso has the dark blue. And it's the same with the helmet as well. You've got a little bit of the light blue blended in on the driver helmets. Can't quite see it quite so clearly on Mick's. His actually looks a little bit better because there's more white and red splashed about like that. But yeah, there we go. That is a BMW file. So that is it for tonight. I hope you have enjoyed tonight's stream. I hope that little showcase of the BMW there gives you some inspiration for your own creator teams as well. I will probably put together a little video at some point with all the different kind of manufacturer creations I come up with, just to show them off and show how to put them together, if that's something you guys are interested in. And I will be back with our next race at Montreal, usual time tomorrow of 8 p.m. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.